31 degrees Celsius, and the air is dry to the touch in downtown Kelowna, British Columbia. I whip my bicycle down the shoulder of Pandosy Street, where the bike lane would be, until I hit KLO Road, where I connect to the actual bike lane, embedded in the road with a glowing grass green path and neon white icons. My body feels like it's being hit with a light rain shower, but it's just my sweat in this Canadian desert's air. Passing Fascio Creek on Casorso Road, I glance at the luscious wetland full of tall cattails and a small sign indicating the creek's adoption by a Cole KLO Middle School, where I'm headed in a frantic rush. I switch gears and pedal faster. I cannot be late for this. The school is on my right. I check both ways, the sidewalk is empty, and I mount the curb, launching myself through the preteen-sized gap in the school's fencing, and walk my bicycle along the length of the garden. This is the garden Michelle Hamilton and her environmental education students have planted on the school grounds, separating the school from the roadway. I'm just on time.
At KLO, when I first started teaching at the school, that's about 8 years ago, I saw that there was no connection with nature. The school grounds are very sterile. It's normally a building with very few windows. And funding to take students in nature are disappearing every year because of all the cuts in education. So I decided to bring nature to school. So we started fundraising to get some money to green the school ground by planting native plants and native trees. And I think the same year or maybe the year before, turtles appeared on the school ground. They were discovered in the long jump sand pit, and two students that I didn't even teach brought them to me, and they said, "Madame Hamilton, what do we do?" Well, I said, "We're going to protect them because they are on the endangered species list. They're blue listed." We had thought about removing the concrete pad on the creek, but that was a long shot, and the people that I was talking around me that were working at our school in the school ground, they all said, well, that's never going to happen. So, but when we found the turtles, the students and I said, okay, somebody's got to protect them, and if we don't do it, who else will protect them? So we fenced off the area with the help of two members of the Naturalist Club. One Naturalist Club made a beautiful board sign where we put the life cycle of turtles, and on the other side the students design all the endangered species that would come back to the creek once the creek is restored.
So it was track and field day, and there were some kids out in the long jump pits, and someone jumped and squished some of the eggs. But the actual teachers who were running the track and field day didn't want to close off the area, but there was enough students that were saying they weren't going to jump. And they closed off the area and started digging in the pit and found some other ones. And those are the ones that we took into the classroom, and me and a friend started taking care of.
When this came about, seemed like a good opportunity to do something both for the turtles and the students.
The students realized they needed to raise some money if they wanted to save these turtles, and with the help of KLO's small green committee and the Central Okanagan Naturalist Club, they began writing their first grants. I wondered what drove Michelle, what kept her going after all these years.